So you're a coach. You're a brand new coach under the BLissn label banner, and you want to figure out, how do I use the resources appropriately? You know who I am. I'm Steven. I am your coach. I've been mentoring people for 19 years, and we now have this website that really makes the process a lot easier. So I'm going to give you a demonstration on how to log into the Coaching Cloud website for BLissn, and how to manage your clients and set goals and establish sessions. So I'm going to share my screen with you now, and I'll just talk you through it. So the first thing we're going to do is super simple. You got to get there, right? So we'll just go to www.BLissncoach.com. For now, that's just going to jump you to our Facebook page. And we got this button down here that says Use App. You're just going to click the button. I have a drop-down menu because I am an administrator of the page. And you'll get here. This is going to be your login. I'll log in myself. You'll be creating that login yourself. You should have received an invitation to the Coaching Cloud when you decided to be a coach. Okay, from here, you're going to jump right into our dashboard. On your left menu, you won't have any contacts like I have here because you haven't established any contacts yet. So I'll talk you through the process of establishing a contact. You'll click one-to-one. And these are going to be your clients, right? In this case, these are the folks that I'm talking to. You're going to click this little button on the lower right here to establish a new client contact. And then you'll get this little jump up menu. You're going to click the one that looks like a contact icon. Now, if you're doing it on an Apple machine or a Mac, you may not get the little screens that pop up, so it's easier to set it up on Windows. But when you use a Mac, all the functionality is still there. You just may not be able to see the buttons as they pop up. So from here, you're going to type in the name of the contact, Joe Lowe at gmail.com, Joe Lowe. And it is that simple. So all you really need to establish a contact is their email address. And then you'll click send invitation. Obviously, I'm not going to click it. Well, actually, I'll click it. It'll just fail. But when you click this, they'll get an email from the BLissn Coaching Cloud inviting them to the portal. And since you're logged in, when they receive that invitation, it'll directly connect them with you. So it'll say your invitation has been sent. Obviously, this isn't going to really work unless there's an actual joeblow@gmail.com. And if he does connect with me, I'll just connect with him like immediately because that's weird. But that's how you create an invitation. Once you have a contact, once they've been invited and they've accepted it, how do you communicate with them? So I made myself a dummy profile as a client to myself so that we can go through that process as well. So the version of me that's sideways is me as a client, just a dummy profile. So when you click on your client, you'll get this drop-down menu here. You'll have their name at the top. In this case, again, it's me talking to me just for demonstration purposes. Down here, we have conversations. Conversations are really important. Conversations are your main tool inside the portal to develop your people. And then we have sessions, which is how we book meetings and how we manage our time. And then, of course, we have contact details. Now, this is from your perspective, from a coach's perspective. So we'll step through these. So in order to do conversations, you literally click on conversations, and the look and feel of the portal, it's always the same, right? So if you look down in the lower right corner, again, you will see the new button. This is where we keep it on this page. You click new, and then it'll prompt you for what type of conversation you want to establish. So what I like to do for the initial one, I like to just go ahead and let people know, hey, this is where you start. So it would be Stephen, start here. Right? Just so that when he logs in for the first time, it'll be obvious, right? And then I'll type a message. This is where we begin. You hit enter on that, and there we go. So the interesting thing about that, it's going to be hard for me to display it to you because I'm logged in as the coach right now. But when he logs in, when your client logs in, you'll have a red flag, kind of like the cell phone indicator flag, on conversations notifying you that there's new content. Also, whenever they send something or whenever they change something inside a conversation, you will receive an email. So you'll be notified immediately from the Coaching Cloud website that one of your clients is reaching out to you. That's how we provide immediate accessibility and responsiveness. Very important. Never, ever, ever hesitate when you get something from a client. You don't know if they're in a crisis or what have you. So that's how that works now, but that's not really too fancy. The beauty of conversations isn't that functionality. That's not very powerful. The power of conversations is that you have many of them, right? So I'll start another conversation with the same person. This is how you work on things. Let's say me and this version of myself decided to work on patience. And I'll name a conversation patience, and I'll give them a drill, homework. When standing line at a store, see how long you can wait, time it, that which gets measured gets managed. So now when he jumps in, he goes to his conversations, he'll see, hey, there's a new thing about patience. He'll click in there and he'll say, oh, I got some homework. When I stand in the store, I've got to see how long the wait is and then time it. And then of course he'll respond with that. You can have as many conversations as you like. We'll have a conversation that covers financial problems. And I'll have him let me know what your goal net worth is. Most people don't have a number. I'm going to make him give me a number. And again, when he logs in, he goes to conversations. Anyone that has no activity will be flagged. And he can say, you know what, I don't want to talk about my patients right now. I'm not going to worry about that thread. Maybe I do want to work money, so I'll jump in there. You can have an unlimited amount of conversations with the same person. It's incredibly powerful. Plus, you realize that there are no distractions in this space. It's just me and the client. It's not like you're getting email and it's popping up from other people. You're not getting notifications popping up from other people. This is how we are able to focus on folks. So that's it for conversations. Now for sessions, really, really, really simple. It's just a scheduling function. So again, you click the new, and you'll use a template. In this case, we have our coaching session template. It basically just fills in the form and what's the requirements. Typically, we'll be charging $2, per minute. Whatever rate you put in there is what you'll be able to bill for. And let's say we want to have a session at 1 in the morning tomorrow, and we'll schedule it for an hour. Now, for the location, This is actually kind of important. I don't know if I can do this while recording it, but we're going to find out. Since we use Zoom as our interface, our video teleconferencing solution, here you will post the link to the Zoom meeting that you have. For example, for this current session that I'm in, let's see if we click, where is it, invite. You'll get this is how you do it if you're already in the middle of a Zoom session. Actually, here's a better way. It's launching the email client. Whenever it decides to. Hey, Brian Tracy. So when you generate a Zoom session, you'll get this information as your default invitation template. You grab the URL for your meeting session, then you don't need this anymore. Your location will be the URL to your Zoom meeting. You save that. Now when your client comes in, it's like, oh, we have a session booked. You'll click on session. And then from there, this URL is available to him so that he can go ahead and launch that session. So he'll copy that. Or you can email me invitation. He'll paste it. And obviously it'll take him. I'm not going to do it here because that's going to be kind of weird jumping into the session that I'm already in, but you get the point. And then we have the notes for that session. This is from your perspective. So there's a question that's posted to him saying, hey, what do you want to work on this session? On his side, he'll just see a blank text box. For me as the coach, I'm going to say this is my first meeting. Let's make an identity. That's just my notes, just so that I can keep track of the purpose of the meeting. This is before the meeting happens. After the meeting, you're going to want to come back in here after your session and say, that was awesome. I am getting to know this guy. And then you have more space for more comments and metadata, key issues and key points, suggestions and interventions, agreements and commitments. This is where I like to schedule homework, session summary. And what's cool about this is, let's say the session is over. Get out of my way, Brian Tracy. All right, so we'll say this session is over. What we'll do is we'll go to conversations just to change the screen away. But then when we click on sessions, this history will be retained. Even after the session, it'll still be there. And then you and your client can both look back at it. And we'll be like, when we talked 2 months ago about this, this is what we said. So you have a nice narrative and a nice history to really build upon. And then, of course, contact details. This is from your perspective. This is what you type in. If they have a profile filled out, you'll click visit profile and you'll see their preferred profile. This is, again, your notes about that person. His own details that he puts in there is going to be under his profile. So that's that. So now that you're a life coach, you know how to function and use the workspace. You know how to establish a contact. You know how to establish conversations with them, and you know how to schedule a meeting and update his contact information. Now you're ready to go fix. somebody. If there are any questions, obviously contact me. If you're looking at this video, you already know how to contact me. Go help somebody.